Hello, my viewers. Welcome once again to Hugar Social Academy. I'm your mentor, Srikanth Hugar. Dear viewers, we are on a big topic called freedom struggle or freedom movement from class 10 standard, chapter number 18. Till now, we have learned many things from this chapter. We began our independence. We understood in this road of independence what different hurdles we have faced and how our political leaders played a major role. Our sepoys, our farmers, our tribal peoples, our laborers, how they played a major role, how they supported in the freedom struggle to our freedom fighters. In this junction, in the last session, we have even learnt about how our revolutionary leader called Subhash Chandra Bose, who played a major role, who was responsible for creating an army known as INA, with the help of that, who tried to capture the Delhi with his soldiers. But unfortunately, we lost him. But his contribution till today we remember because we very well know that how we got the independence. Simultaneously with that, today in this session, we are going to learn about one more prominent leader who we see that his struggle was towards the social evils which were being present in the society. Those evils which have created the differences between the human being and human being in the name of high and low. The word like untouchability has created a lot of division among the human being and human being. I'm talking about Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who sacrificed his life for bringing the changes in the society, trying to make the lower class people to be the part of the higher class. In his earlier age, in his childhood age, he faced many problems, whether it may be related to the common drink of the water, whether it may be related to the living in the street, whether it may be related to the school, everything was being seen. And from that day onwards, he worked hard for the liberation of this casteism system, which is creating a division among the human being and human being. Let us understand how Dr. B.R. Ambedkar contributed to the society also and played a major role in the freedom struggle and even after the independence also. According to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, mere political independence is meaningless if there is no social independence. If there is no social independence, then there is no use of the having of the political independence. It's the reason it's because of the social evils which were being present in the society. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who personally worked more hard for upliftment of the untouchables, to eradicate the word called as untouchable. The programs like Mahag, the programs like Kalaram related to the temple and water tank, right? Tank it refers to the water, common water, where the untouchables were be not allowed to take the water from the common well. These things has created a lot of panic. If Dr. B.R. Ambedkar wished, he would lead a good life, very well educated person with a good personality, as he worked as a diwan in the court of the Maharaj of Baroda, dedicated his service in the executive council of Viceroy, one who represents the Queen, British. He even served, gave his work in the executive council of the British. By seeing that, we can easily he would lead a good life by living with the British, but he dedicated himself in the freedom struggle as well as making or creating the freedom of caste, the casteism which was very deeply it was been rooted. To overcome all this, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar played a major role. He, instead of joining to the different parties, he made his own parties. He made his own organization. The organization called Bahishkruta Hitakarni Sabha organization. The two parties called Swatantra Karmik Party, Republican Party of India. Till today it is existed. Ramdas Athavale, the present MP, right? Republican Party of India. Under him, Swatantra Karmika Party and organization called Bahishkruta Hitakarni Sabha. The purpose was only what it is that to make the people to understand the way the differences is been done between the human being and human being. Moreover, with his newspapers Prabuddha Bharata, Janata, Mukhanayaka, Bahishkruta Bharata, these all newspaper also played a major role, right? Which speaks about the deeply rooted casteism which was being prevalent in the society, and people were been following it as a custom, which has created, as I said, which has created division between the people and people. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar contribution we see when the British keeps a proposal of preparation of a constitution. At the time, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar with his members of the Constituent Assembly works hard for the preparation of the constitution, which today we call it as a Indian Constitution, where he takes a good education of the constitution of the different countries, and which are very suitable to the nation called as India was being put forward, which we are being following. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who was being unanimously chosen as the chairman of the drafting committee. Moreover, we see his contribution even after the independence under the Prime Minister of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. He was being made as a first law minister of India, as he was having a very depth knowledge related to the different forms of acts which were being introduced in the Indian Constitution, where even he brought up some of the laws which can help in bringing the lot of changes in the society in the form of like presently Untouchability Crime Act. In this form, many more, so that the human being who has been separated from each other should be united, should live together. There should be no differences in the name of caste, high caste, or in the form of low caste. But there was no big changes was been seen by him upset by that. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar gives up the Hinduism and accepts the Buddhism, where he takes the last breath in the religion called as Buddhism. The work Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, what he has did, he has been till today, it has been remembered. After the death of him, we lost a great leader. He was been awarded with the Bharat Ratna, the highest award given to the contribution. In this way, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar not only played a major role in the before the independence also, and even after the independence also. We can say he was a good administrator, was having a good knowledge, wide knowledge of running of administration. In this way, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar played a major role in the freedom struggle with his newspapers Prabuddha Bharata, Janata, Mukhanayaka, Bahishkrita Bharata, as well as his organization called as Bahishkruta Hitakarni Sabha and his two parties called as Swatantrata Karmika Party as well as Republican Party of India. These all it shows that there was a good contribution of the from the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Even during the time of the round table conferences which were being held, and during the time of second round table conference when it was related to the uh, separate constituency for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, when it was being aroused at that time, the rift or the problem which was being aroused, which made that Gandhiji and Ambedkar they agreed and they came into the concept of having the constituency where the lower section person will remain as a leader to all the number of people who are living in the community instead of making it as a separate. So among the constituency, some of the constituencies were being reserved, and the one who will be there, he will be nothing but he will be the leader of all the number of people in the community, whether he is a high class, whether he is called as medium class, whether he is called as a lower class. Even Gandhiji and Ambedkar had a pact called as a Pune Pact. In this way, it shows what it is that Ambedkar contribution is more towards the India before the independence also and even after the independence. So this was all about the Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. In our next session, we are going to learn that how Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru played a major role and his contribution before the independence also and even after the independence also. So these things about Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, our first Prime Minister of India, we will learn in our next session. So be tuned with me, and as to make your easiness, I have divided the chapter into a number of parts so that small concept easily you can understand. This chapter is very important keeping the point of view of exam. So because of that reason, I am bringing all the topic in a small part. Okay, so which will help you to easily to spend little bit of a time in understanding the topic, and also it will help you to make the proper notes of these topics also. So let us meet once again in our new session of the same chapter called as a freedom struggle, but about Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India.